out. So a lot of this stuff is just happening by, energy, as opposed to pushing it or trying to make it happen. It's been available. And like Snow, I didn't even know Snow before we wrote together. My husband actually was like, you would like Snow. And I was like, you think so? And she happened to be around and we connected, and boom, that night we wrote You Saved Me. So, and that never happens. That never happens. Like it takes a minute to kind of get a vibe. Same for Tierra. I love Tierra. When I first saw her, whatever that was, 1 minute video she did for every song on her album. Remember she did that? And she did it all. I was like, this woman is brilliant. Like she's straight up brilliant. So we connected and been kindred ever since. So it's just like, the energy was right. So I just wanted to do that.
I always wonder about your physical creative process, because I've seen pictures of you all, your house and how you all live.
Beautiful.
And I know it's way different from Hell's Kitchen. But can you tell us a little bit about, are you all into interior decorating? When it comes to picking and then creating with this, can you tell us a little bit about just how with these cool homes that
so creatively, musically, or creatively out?
Yeah. So to me, it looks like the view, to me, I think when I picture you writing songs, I picture you have this incredible view of water, and so maybe this is my imagination of what I've dreamed up you're doing, but this is my view, is that you're at the piano playing, and then music and songs and words come to mind because you're just in these beautiful atmosphere and environments. So I was curious if they go hand in hand in terms of where you live, and how you create.
I rarely create at home. I used to do that, at the beginning. My studio was my home was the studio, the whole thing. And I remember I freaked out. I got real weirded out because I couldn't separate the two. I didn't know how to just sit down in the house and watch TV and chill. I felt like, but why are you not writing? You should be writing. I got this weird thing that happened. So I separated the two, and that has helped me a lot, just to have just have different spaces to live and then to work and that type of thing. I have to say that I don't often create with a spectacular view in front of me. Although, when there is one, it really does change the energy. It does. And it changes almost the things I'm thinking about, writing about, or even the words that I'm using or whatever. So I do notice that when I'm in different locations, I will be writing different styles just because it feels different. So you are right, in that way. If I'm in a different place or in some place that has beautiful water views or whatever, I will the writing shifts accordingly. But I love it. And I love switching it up, to be honest. I like to be in different places. Sometimes it's totally dark. Sometimes I love the sunlight. It just depends what's available.
Ever given away a song that maybe you regretted? Because I know one of my all-time favorite songs that you actually co-produced on is Impossible by Christina Aguilera. Have you ever listened to something that you participated in and was like, damn, that should have been mine? Because I think that should have been yours. I'm not going to count.
Crazy story. It's so funny because when Christina reached out, or somehow something happened and it was like, would you write a song for Christina? And I was like, yeah, that's so crazy. Her voice is dope. I'd love to write something for her. And I had just written If I Ain't Got You. And I said, why not I'm going to give Christina If I Ain't Got You, she'll kill it.
Oh, no.
Wow.
And at the time, my A&R, who is now the president, he was like, you're not giving anybody Ain't Got You. And I was like, what are you talking about? No big deal. I'll write 100 Ain't Got You. It's nothing.
Wow.
I should just give it to you. So he was like, nah, you're not going to do that. But that was sweet. And so I was like, all right, whatever. I'll write another song.
Mm-hmm.
I'll write another song. So I wrote Impossible for her.
I love that song too.
Instead of Ain't Got You. And so funny story. I mean, she would have had Ain't Got You.
That's crazy.
Now, Alicia Keys, now growing up in Harlem and just, being as talented and as beautiful as you are, I know mad people have shot their shot over the years, right? So we have this thing we do on our show called Ask for a Friend. And a friend of ours, I say this in air quotes, is having a hard time giving a dude the slip that, she started out as friends with, that tried to pursue a relationship. So how would Alicia Keys let this person off down and easy to where,
you saying
friendship.
Started as friends, then he wants to take it farther, and how would I be like, nah, we not doing that? Is that the question?
Exactly. Like I think they dance with the idea of possibly like, you know, going full-fledged into a relationship, and then she realized it was a little corny.
FYI, Headcrack is subbing me. I just want to say. The friend is me, so.
Okay, all right. So the best way to do that, if I was you know,
the friend.
And all right, but here, did y'all already get beyond the friend space a little?
I got to ask the friend. Honestly. Let me text them and ask. She said yes, maybe.
Okay, all right. So there's two ways. If it went beyond the friendship already, then, you know, I would just be honest. I would just be like, you know, I love how we rock. I love how we chill. You know, I know that we were both thinking maybe this would be something further, but I just feel like I'm worried about, you know, sacrificing our relationship, our friendship for something that is unknown. And let's just take our time. I'm feeling like the friendship is really solid and I love it. And I would rather just stay
This
there.
is the nicest breakup I've ever heard. Or
isn't that the way to say it?
It does sound different coming out of L'Oreal's mouth. You have a way to give it to you.
Doesn't really talk like that.
I'd be like, I don't like you.
You're like, nah, I kissed you and I didn't like it. It was like, no, thank you.
Now, if you follow your social media and even Swizz's as well, like, yo, your life seems super duper lit. And y'all know a little bit of everybody. What celebrity holds the record for coming to the crib the most to hang out with y'all?
Who holds the record for coming to the crib the most?
I think I know.
I don't know if it's like a record. There's definitely friends that we see consistently. I don't know who is the record. Like Pharrell comes around consistently. We'll have vibes.
That's
Jay,
nice.
We have vibes consistently. There's a few others that he probably would say that I forgot. But because usually I'm upstairs asleep.
Is there some that comes? Oh, sorry. Is there some that comes and you're like, oh God, why does he have to be here? Be honest.
You know, let's see. I gotta say, if that's the case, I just dip out. I'm like, all right, y'all have fun.
Go to the studio.
All right, see y'all later.
You said you're usually upstairs sleep. Do you have like a sleep regimen that you stick to that you're or you just you just chill? You like to chill?
Oh yeah, sleep means like I'm just doing my thing, having my own time in my own space. I actually don't sleep enough. I really want to switch that up. I'm trying to get better at sleeping because I don't sleep that well. I can sleep anywhere. Like I can literally sleep on the floor and be asleep in 2 seconds, but I don't like sleep for long periods of time. I'm trying to work on that a little bit.
So in the house, we know that you and your husband are great art fans and art collectors. Who has spent the most money on a piece of art? You or him?
Well, you know, we collect together. So it's a shared experience. So we both like, how we feel about this piece? Now we really love it. Do we love it that much? I don't know. It's kind of important. But in 2 years, it's going to be, that's a good point. All right, we should do it, right? So we kind of like that.
Famously, Swizz gave you a piece of art on your first date, which really like sparked things off. Do you still have that piece that he gave you? And if so, where is it?
It's a really absolutely beautiful, special piece. And it was really like thoughtful. And that's something that he's just like that. He's so thoughtful. Even with just his friends, he'll give them everything. He just gives people everything that he has. Oh, I have this camera. You a photographer. I'm gonna give it to you. Oh man, you like this sweatshirt? Okay, let me give it to you. Like he's super giving like that. So yep, still have it. It is in storage. We'll never give that away ever, ever, ever. Because it's like that important for us.
It's funny you say Swizz is giving because I ran Styles P Juice Bar at a point in time, and I made sure they were good, and I took care of them for this. I took care of him for this PSA that he did for the colon cleanse, and he gave me $500, and I'm like, Swizz, I don't want this money from you.
You could just drink the juice.
Yeah, I like gave it out to the workers. I was like, here. I was like, I let them split it. I was like, I don't need your money. He was like, no, you did good. You did good. I was like, it stinks.
Okay.
Who is this person? Hello, I know where to kept the
No, because it was like I wasn't doing anything but what I was supposed to be doing. Like he just I took care, Styles is like my brother, Jada's like my brother. So obviously he treats them the same way. So I'm gonna treat him like family too. So I just did what I was supposed to. And like, he didn't have to do that, but he is a very nice man. And I think that y'all are a beautiful couple.
Thank you, Mama. Appreciate that.
Like, have you developed a Corona pet peeve? You know, because sometimes they happen to be in the house so long. It's like, hey, don't you got something to do, someplace to be? Or maybe it's the mask for you. Like, what is your biggest Corona pet peeve?
Yeah, the mask is definitely, it gets tricky after a while. I'm okay with it at the beginning. And sometimes if you try to get those stylish masks that match your outfits, and those don't work. Like, I don't know if it's y'all, but those don't, I can't breathe. Like, it's whatever material is being used, it's not breathable. So even though I never have the cute mask with the cute that matches my outfit, that doesn't work for me. I haven't figured that out yet. I'm super craving going ballistic for sunflower seeds all the time. Like,
really?
That's my favorite snack every day. I can't stop. I'm concerned about my salt intake at this point. It's really detrimental. And other than that, I think it's just the balance of knowing when you need to kind of take a break from each other, and not just our family as a whole. Like, we have different ages and different things that are going on for everybody. And sometimes, you'll notice there's like the one person in the family that's super funky, and you're like, do you need a little, like, maybe you need to go into your room and just have your moment for a second. So I think naturally we're all feeling a lot of things, and different days is different feelings. And sometimes you got to know when you just need your own time, your own space, and just call it. So I think, because that's different, we're together. Everyone is together a lot more than probably they used to be. You can just run out, do whatever. And now it's a little different. But if anything, that's that. But we're good. We're cool at kind of giving each other space. So we're doing all right.
What's going on with homeschooling? Because I saw a video on your Instagram, and it looks like might be a little struggle over there. So how's that working out for you guys?
Listen, I can't tell you how, actually the kids actually just started going back in person, but just started like literally 1 week. And I can't tell you how happy I am. And I'm like, y'all gotta go to school. I love y'all. I can't wait to pick y'all up. You have to go. The oldest started to tell me that he didn't want to go to school, because for a second they were doing I guess you had the option to be virtual or you could go in person, right?
Right.
And he got wind that he had an option, and on Friday he was good. He was like, okay, I'm going to school. On Sunday he was hitting me with the mom. My spirit doesn't feel right.
Okay, spirit. Okay, you can't fight with this. You can't argue with the spirit.
That he knows how I feel when you talk about, like, I'm like, listen to your spirit, listen to what he hit me with, my spirit doesn't feel right. I said, Egypt. Why?
That's hilarious.
Why doesn't your spirit feel right, Egypt? What's going on? So nonetheless, I actually think he was feeling quite anxious, because I think that happens when you haven't been around people for a while and then you got to go back, and then you're hearing all these things, you feel nervous. But the youngest, man, I got to like take his arm, rip it back to the chair. I got to sit him down. I'm like, Genesis, just look, it says 1. Just say 1, please. Like, he's definitely a rebel. He's like a super rebel. But now he's back in and he's like, Mommy, it's fun. I said, okay.
Good.
All the kids, who you feel games y'all the most? Because it seems like Egypt is definitely on one using the spirit thing. But who really knows the buttons to press to be able to get what they want out of y'all?
I think it's Egypt. Genesis just goes straight for, like, he don't care what anybody thinks or feels. He's like, no, I'm never doing it. I'm never budging. And he's so strong-minded. I can't even get him to compromise, man. I'm like, oh, he just won't compromise. Egypt, he knows the words. He'll start to kind of like do the face. And he's like, he's like he's sensitive. I start to feel bad. I'm like, oh shit, man. So I think it's Egypt. I think he's the one.
Now, let's switch gears a bit and let's talk about, you performed at the NFL kickoff celebration, and they also announced, or you announced, that there was a $1 billion fund that was going to be supporting Black-owned business through the NFL. Now, with all the controversy that's been around the league, how did you get that, or how did they bring you about to make that happen?
No, this was a concept that I created and that we created. A group of people are all thinking about, you know, how are we making sure that big businesses and corporations and institutions are also, you know, have an invitation to come to the table to really support and empower Black America. Obviously, so many organizations and corporations, you know, profit greatly off of Black American dollars. And so, you know, it really is time for us all to figure out the support system in a way that's real. And so for me, that really looks like, you know, supporting Black-owned businesses, investing with Black investors, investing for Black investments, Black communities, schools, banks, businesses, entrepreneurs. You know, it's a sustainable ecosystem that I feel a lot of people are really ready to step up to and be a part of. And so this was the beginning of it. So the NFL is definitely making a substantial contribution, and rightfully so. And so are many other organizations really ready to step up and do this. So it feels good. I think that we're in a place where we all recognize the issues and the problems, and now it's about how to really create the structure so that it functions and really, you know, and really starts to create the ecosystem that we all know is needed. So I'm excited about that, and it's a huge focus for me. Like I'm an animal. I'm crazy about it, but I am excited to watch it continue to flourish and become more and more real. So it's happening.
I think it's awesome. I was just saying, I think it's awesome the way you've begun to diversify, you know, just all these different things, like utilizing your relationships and going into skincare and, you know, making bold statements with your beliefs and tying that into businesses and your ventures. Can you speak a little bit more on like just mentally where you're at and what your plans are with your next ventures?
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, you know, I do recognize that that I'm just ready, man. I'm just ready to, and I am ready to continue to be able to bring forth the energy that we're, I think, all needing and feeling into the business space, because, you know, it's not just business, it's not just dollars and cents. You know, that's not all it is. To me, there's a congruency about how you're also, you know, how we're lifting each other's spirits up. Like, how are we actually like feeling ourselves, because it's like crazy out here. It is bona fide ballistic, you know, and we could be in a very dark place. We already, you know, there's a lot of darkness around us, but how do we choose to figure out our ways forward? And I think that for me, not only through the businesses that I want to be a part of, but the ways that I think that we can engage each other, it feels right. It feels like we gotta like, what are we doing for each other? It can't just be about money anymore. Like, it's not working. We see it. It's failing. It's horrible. It's not creating the type of people or the type of country that deserves to be. So I appreciate you asking that question. I definitely am focused and excited about bringing that type of energy to everything that I'm doing. So thank you for noticing. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Well, Alicia,
We can't wait for the skincare line.
Yes, we need the skincare line. Come on. Come on with it.
Send us some.
Give us your energy. The album is called Alicia. It's out right now. So many bops on there. One of my favorites is Time Machine. Before you get out of here, what song you want us to blast off this morning on the Morning Hustle?
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Okay. What are we going to play? I think that we should play right now Wasted Energy.
Woo! That's my favorite song.
Yes.
The Caribbean vibes. I love the Caribbean vibes of Wasted Energy.
We love you, Alicia Keys. Continued success, man. And thank you so much for all you give to not only just the culture of music, but the culture of people and humanity, man. You bring us out of some dark spaces and places. Body album is out right now. Alicia Keys.
Hey.